Greetings petrolheads, welcome back to Automation, the car company tycoon game. Today we're gonna be entering the 90s with Marina, and we're gonna be doing it with a new model, the Marina Flash. You see, in 1989 Mazda saw a very apparent niche in a market that wasn't being filled anymore. The small British roadster. So Mazda, being Japanese, decided to try and have a go at it. That was actually their original. That was the origin of the Mazda MX-5. By the way, if you didn't know that, they wanted to build a car that was like a traditional British roadster, but obviously Mazda is Japanese, and therefore, you know, this company being British, we thought, well, let's build a roadster, a small sporty roadster, and we do it with this, the Flash. Right. The styling, obviously we are using the MX-5-ish body, although I do think I did a decent job at working with these fixtures in such a way that you wouldn't really confuse this with a Miata. Pop-up headlights, okay, that's something that Miata has, but apart from that, especially on the rear end, I think you do see clear differences. Mechanically, of course, this is pretty much the same as always, although we are now using multi-link rear suspension, because that'll make for even better sportiness and better ride quality. It is, of course, rear-wheel drive, and under the bonnet there are two versions of the inline-4 that we built in the Spark Mark V. This one is new. Actually, I haven't advanced the year yet on the engine, on the cloned version. So I will need to do that. And then decrease this by 1 point, perhaps? No? No? And then increase that. Yeah, okay, we got it. So we have a 2-liter, so it's debored, and the stroke is still at 80, but the bore is down from 93.5, I think, to 89. Making 150 horsepower, 134 pound-feet of torque, very even torque band, and this engine, by the way, is the lesser of the two variants that you can have in this car, and it is already more powerful than the most powerful MX-5 at the very least of the first two generations. And because in the NC, in the third generation, they did make a few like special versions with, like, one of them was supercharged with 200 and something horsepower. But in any case, this gets a limited slip diff, something that Miata does not have, and then it also gets a 5-speed gearbox. It gets 195mm sport tires all around, 195s because, as you can see, they're sufficient. They were not making very much wheel spin. We have vented discs all around. We have a fully clad under tray. The cooling requirements for these engines are just ridiculously low. Sport interior, basic cassette, standard safety, and then gas monotube dampers with a very sporty setup here. The one key thing that I'm noticing with this car compared to an MX-5 is the weight. Why is this like 100 kilograms heavier? Yes, we do have a bigger engine, but it's not that much bigger. And apart from that, it is... I even checked the dimensions here. It is pretty much exactly the same size. as the MX-5, so no differences there. And I doubt that the MX-5 has fiberglass panels. It might have a chassis that's from something other than steel, from something lighter. I'm not too sure. I didn't, you know, I didn't do like I didn't go super deep on the research, but I didn't find any source saying that it didn't have a steel chassis, so I'm assuming that it does have that. However, this 150 horsepower version is decently economical, certainly competitive compared to the MX-5, not the M5, the BMW M5. Yeah, this car does have lower fuel consumption than the BMW M5. Okay, let's move on. 7.9 seconds 0 to 100. Again, for the base version, it's not that bad. And the quarter mile is gonna take a little while. And it finishes it in just under 16 seconds. And the one thing is that for this car, for whatever reason, I cannot choose like employees and factories. Therefore, the price is gonna be deceptive here. It would be more expensive than it's showing right now. And again, also this is today's money, not 1990s money. So it is. I can't tell you the price, unfortunately. However, I can tell you that there is also another version of this thing. It has the 2.2 liter engine that you've already seen in the Spark Mark V. 200 horsepower, 159 pound-feet of torque, linked to 7,500 RPM. And it also gets a 5-speed manual transmission. Do I go with this? Yeah, this does help acceleration, and this does help pretty much everything, but it is kind of expensive. Then again, this is the more expensive, the more sporty version. 195 still, because apparently with the new diff it doesn't need wider tires. Vented discs all around. Wait, we do not have brake fade, do we? No, we don't. Fully clad under tray. Plenty of cooling here. Same interior, and basically the same suspension setup as well. And now this with a plus 30% markup would cost just like $1,300 more or something. And it does use quite a significant amount more fuel though. And that is compensated for with the extra acceleration that you get. Yep, 15 seconds, so it's pretty much an entire second faster. Although I think I want to make it so we reach 103rd gear perhaps. No. Yep, this was the best setup. Okay. What do these cars do around the automation track? The Spark Mark V with the inline-4 did a 224.5. This does a 233.19 with the 150 horsepower. So yeah, at some point you just do notice the lack of power. even if this car will corner decently well, and it will, there's just not enough power when coming out of corners. This, on the other hand, I think should do pretty well. .27.7, so it is significantly faster than the 150 horsepower version, but it is slower than the Spark Mark V with the same engine. I don't know why this car is heavier than the Spark Mark V by like 150 or 160 kilograms, even though it's supposedly smaller. No idea, honestly. Oh, I know why. It's because it's a convertible. It's because the game thinks it needs extra, like extra material, extra reinforced panels or whatever, reinforcements for the chassis and everything, because it's a convertible, and that makes it heavier. There isn't a coupe version of this, is there? What if I choose this instead? Does that make it lighter? Yeah, it does make it significantly lighter. And now it's on par with the Spark, even slightly faster because it's also slightly lighter. But yeah, I want to keep this a roadster. And therefore it's gonna be heavier. Alright, so now I know more. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Automation. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.